Hey, boys and girls, it's Ron Bass with another edition of Ron's Rants, your source for pop culture topics. We're going to have some fun today. Joining me today, special guest, is Mr. Eric Stevens, our jiu-jitsu coach.
Yes, sir.
Father,
One of them.
Former husband. Get it?
Technically still a husband.
Technically still a husband.
It's not final
Same.
yet.
Same.
And Mr. Mike Rose, another martial artist extraordinaire, Mr. Hip-hop artist. God damn,
Let's just
guys.
get that thing closer. You need it. It's got to be
My
in
voice
your mouth.
carries I don't even need a microphone. I'm sorry.
It's got to be in your mouth, Ron.
I don't even need a microphone.
In your mouth.
Yeah, in your mouth.
Whatever. Okay, so today we're going to talk about, guess what? Chris
What?
Rock.
Chris Rock.
Chris Rock.
The slap
Rocks.
heard around the world.
Yeah. Now, some people are saying it was a hoax. Some people are saying it was for real. I know Eric's got an opinion. Mike's got an opinion. I got an opinion. Let's start with Eric's
Well,
opinion.
first of all, we need to address why he used an open flat hand.
Okay.
First of all, and that's because paper beats rock.
Oh, my God.
That was pretty good. I've never heard that.
I seen that one on Facebook.
You never heard that one
I
yet.
saw that one on the book.
Okay.
No, I
Paper
haven't.
beats
I
rock.
didn't even see that one, bro. That was pretty good.
That's pretty good.
I didn't even see that one.
I've never in my life seen that much attention in my news feed on one thing.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
I mean, there's like a war going on right now, and people are dying.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the whole entire world is posting about Chris Rock getting slapped. I mean, it went so viral.
It's really kind of sick in a way, but
People are so appalled by it.
Yeah.
You know, but you know,
And then we got other shit going on. in
speaking
the
of
world.
that, I want you to see this picture.
what is this a picture of?
That's Ukraine. That's where they buried some people alive. That says it all right there about brutality and heartache, and it's just terrible.
That's what I mean. We're so soft in this country now.
We're worried about things that mean nothing. And look at this.
Yeah.
Here's a picture for everybody to see this. Here's a person in Ukraine who's been buried alive. And it's just so symbolic of the heartache that's going on in the world. And here we're worrying about things that mean really nothing. But okay, that's what we're doing today. We're doing a podcast, so
We're
we'll
soft.
bring it up. We are soft.
This country's
Sad.
we're so far removed from any actual real tragedy that this is what we're reduced to talking about.
Yeah, it's sick, really. But anyway, back
some
to
guy
this.
getting slapped.
You're right.
But anyway, that's what we're talking about. So let's
That's what we're
talk about
talking
it.
about. So let's talk about it.
First of all, just my vote is the whole thing was staged. And I say that just as a student of the fight game and a person who's sat ringside at, I can't even
Many
count how
events,
many fights.
yeah.
Like it's almost 20 years devoted to the science behind the fight game. There's just things that people do, ways that people react when somebody attacks them or comes at them or swings at them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and to just not react and to just take that slap, it just looks staged.
Okay,
to me.
but if that's the case, what was the motivation for it? And
because
who's
nobody
winning, who's
watches the
losing?
Grammys anymore.
Oh, I see.
Like
For the buzz, then.
Oscars, whatever it
Oh,
was.
okay, I
Yeah,
get it,
nobody
I get it,
watches
I get it.
TV
Yeah,
anymore. Like
that's
back
true.
in the
So
day,
it's all about the buzz then.
when we were young, the family would get together and
Yeah.
you would watch it on network television
Yeah.
with the commercials and everything, and nobody's watching anymore.
Nobody's watching anymore.
Everybody's glued to their phones, swiping left, swiping right, whatever.
Yeah.
That's about all I'm doing these days.
Yeah. Oh, God.
But it's, I mean, right? It's
Wow.
that nobody's watching.
So it's a big plot for the buzz and to make it more popular.
to make it more popular, make it interesting, to draw attention.
That could be a viable option. I like that. I didn't even thought about
I agree.
that.
I agree.
I think honestly too, I just think Will Smith has too much discipline. I just don't.
You would
I just don't think. I just.
But
don't
let's
think
talk
he would
about
do
the
that.
other side of the coin. Let's say it wasn't a plot. Let's say it was just emotional. Let's say it was just off the cuff. Why? Because the woman,
Refreshing.
It's
the
right.
woman, always
The woman.
right?
Oh, it's the woman.
Got the guy riled up, wanted to show his manhood to prove the point that he's who he says
man.
he is. The man, right? That's the other side of the coin, in my opinion.
Well, there's been a lot
How
of
does that work?
talk about that. You know, people are like, "Oh, Will Smith's a joke." Everybody bangs his wife and he doesn't do anything, but then guy Chris Rock makes a joke and he slaps him.
Slaps him, yeah.
But on that note, maybe Will Smith's just trying to step up so that his wife doesn't keep banging other guys.
Yeah.
Like, right? Like,
Or at least keep
You
him
know,
around.
and you got a
maybe-
good point. Why the slap versus a fist? Why a slap versus like a punch? I mean, if he was
Oh,
really,
well,
I mean,
Because
I'm
paper
just
beats
saying,
rock, baby.
paper beats rock. No, I think that's I would do the same thing. If in that
What was it-
situation,
what
I
was
wouldn't.
it? What this or this? Is that the game?
Yeah, paper, scissors, rock.
Paper, scissors, rock.
This is
right?
paper.
Paper.
Paper beats rocks in the paper, scissors, rock game.
That's crazy.
wrong with these
That's
guys?
funny. That's hilarious.
But I think
wrong with these guys?
in that
Paper,
scenario,
scissors,
I would have slapped him. I would have, if in that same scenario, I would open hand
Open
slap
slap
a
him?
man before I'd punch him with my fist.
really?
Because it was, it wasn't the purpose wasn't to.
Oh, it was to humiliate him.
It wasn't to
it
inflict
wasn't like
injury. It's to humiliate him.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a few guys around. I'll see him one
But
of
I've
these
seen
days, and
these.
they'll get
I've
smacked
seen these
too.
slap
so.
sports events where knocks them out. Bam! I've seen
Well,
him
sure.
get knocked out.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a pretty powerful movement.
Yeah,
If
it
you
can be.
with the force behind it. Not quite as
But
much.
it's not
as
going to
this,
do
but-
the. It's not going to knock your teeth out or break your nose
Yeah.
like it would if you straight.
Yeah.
But it could knock you
Right,
out. It
throw
could,
a right
it could, but it
punch.
could knock you
Yeah.
out if it's enough force.
It could.
The slap,
But when you're
yeah.
expecting it to come though, and you just kind of roll with it,
Oh, I see.
it's
Yeah.
probably not as bad as it looks. Those
Yeah.
guys are professional actors.
Yeah.
True.
You forget, right? Chris Rock, didn't he do some movies with
Yeah.
Jackie Chan?
Yeah, he did a lot.
He did a lot of movies.
Yeah. So he knows.
Well,
Who
it
was
was who was the other little guy that the funny-
Eric's like, they all look the same.
who was the other actor? that-
What are you talking
no,
about?
I'm playing. Yeah.
Who was the other actor? The real short guy that
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Gary Coleman? I don't know.
Gary Coleman. That's
Yeah,
a good
no,
one.
Not Gary Coleman.
That's a good. That's a go.
That's an old TV show.
No, Gary Coleman.
So look, anyway,
Yeah, he's
Chris
another-
Rock, he knows how he could have just rolled with that slap. Chris Tucker. Ah, there you go. Rush
Yeah,
Hour.
Rush Hour.
Chris Tucker, Chris Rock.
Completely different people.
Not really. Chris Tucker, Chris Rock, ROCKTUCKER. It's only a couple letters
Yeah.
difference, really. Other than that, they're exactly the
right.
same
Yeah,
people.
I told you.
They look the same to me, for
Crazy.
the most part. I don't know.
I was fucking with them. I was like, Eric thinks they look. No, I was fucking with Eric.
Mike, what do you have to say?
About that situation.
Yeah. Staged or real?
Fuck, man. I think it's staged, to be honest, because Eric is right. And you know what? These people live in a whole different world from us. People that have money live in two completely different worlds. That's what I'm saying. Like the shit in Ukraine, they probably have no fucking clue that's going on. But
He did speak at the. Oh, that was at the Grammys.
okay, but even to that, he spoke about it. He was like,
no, I mean the leader of Ukraine spoke at the Grammys, but
oh,
not at
the
the
Oscars,
yeah, no,
right? Oscars,
Oscars, Grammys. What's
Okay. But
The poppies.
Poppies.
tomato.
tomato?
Tomato. But what I'm trying to really say is that, they live in a completely different world. And Eric is right. They are actors. And that
Good
shit
point.
comes pretty easy. I'm sure they could cry on spot, do whatever, act emotional, change their demeanor. But I don't know if it was me and Will Smith slapped me. I love Will Smith. You know what I mean? That's the GOAT. I looked up to him. I still look up to him still. But I would beat the shit out of him, slap me like that.
I'm
I'd
saying
be like, let's fight right here.
you can't dislike
Round one. That's just not right.
No, it's not right.
But I think if it was a fake or real, whatever, I think Chris Rock, how he handled it, fake or real.
Let's talk about
Was
it.
good.
Let's
Let's assume it was real
Yeah.
and pretend that it was real. And if it was, well, Chris Rock, yeah, he did. He just kind of rolled right through it, kept the
Yeah.
show going.
It's crazy.
He didn't like grab his face or anything.
No, he
just,
was cool
"Oh,
about it. If it,
I just got
But
but I
smacked."
believe it's fake more than real.
let's roll down the lane a little bit further, not to use a pun, a jiu-jitsu pun or another pun. Let's just say, what about anger versus diplomacy? What about that in real life? What about settling something in a diplomatic
It's
way
all
versus in a violent way?
ego. It's all
Well,
ego.
Mr. Fight Promoter,
I think ex-fight promoter.
ex-fight promoter.
Maybe one
Done
day.
with that. No way, man. They can have
Really?
that sport, bro. It's the most
Damn.
thankless, horrific,
I know.
no fun thing I think I've ever done in my life.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Looking back, that was a lot of work
There's-
for very little money.
Yeah.
Real estate's a lot better than fight promoting.
Real estate's a lot better. Real estate's really the best business
True.
to be in.
But guys, look, if where were we going with that? Oh,
Diplomacy versus violence.
yeah. I
versus
think we need
settling-
more violence and less
We
diplomacy.
need more violence.
Well, for real, like it's
Really?
2022, right? We pretty much agree as a society that if whatever consenting adults want to do is okay. Like if you want to reassign your gender, go ahead. If you want to marry somebody, change your gender, change that person's gender. Like you could do anything you want pretty much. nowadays. Like it's just getting to that point, but we're still not at the point where we're willing to allow consenting adults to fight each other, which I think is ridiculous. Like, why not?
Well, if it's consenting, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But to be violent towards somebody without their consent.
But I think now we get into the topic of implied consent. If you're running your mouth about my wife, that's implied consent that I should be allowed to smack you.
Yeah,
I don't agree.
I
with
agree.
That. I don't agree with that.
I agree.
I do.
I don't.
I think we need to go
I
wild,
agree.
wild west.
Well,
I'm the same.
Okay,
Eric, I'm the same way. It's like when motherfuckers speak about it, you're gonna speak because I don't
Right.
act like that. I don't act reckless. You know what I mean? But people act reckless, they got to get smacked around.
That's the way it should be.
yeah.
Well,
It's
that's
the way it should
That's
be.
the way you
should
guys.
be.
That's the way you guys operate because you were brought up like that. Because you guys were smacked around, so you in turn smack other people around. I wasn't brought up like that. I was brought up to be more,
Genuine.
diplomatic about everything.
You
And
can't
kind.
be diplomatic with a non-diplomatic person.
Well, no, I
Exactly.
agree with that. If somebody puts their hands on you,
Exactly.
that's a lot different than just walking up to somebody's, hey, you talk smack about me, fuck you. I'm
But
gonna hit
see,
you in
but that's the
mouth.
thing. It's not just
That's
about putting
different.
their hands on you, though. Like society today, popular culture agrees
Thumb warriors.
that verbal words
Keyboard
are still
warriors.
assault.
Sticks
Verbal
and stones
assault.
may break my bones.
Yeah,
but
that's
words will
not the
never
world
hurt
we
me.
live in anymore.
It's not.
Yeah,
No, you can go to
hell no.
jail now for the words that
What?
you say.
No way.
Yes, you can.
Come on.
Yeah.
Hate speech? What are you talking about?
Mm.
Society
I thought it
today.
was free speech.
No, oh, that disappeared. Where have you been? There's no such
He's-
thing as you.
Speaking of that, did you hear that Elon Musk bought about 12% of Twitter, and he may bring 9%? Well, he's
9%
he's
of
the
Twitter?
majority stockholder now. A couple days
Of
ago,
Twitter?
You have Twitter, so he may bring back Trump, because he was censored, right? He may bring him back.
Oh,
That's
No.
another hot topic,
yeah.
pop culture topic.
But we're talking about whether or not you should get slapped
I love Trump,
for what you
but
say.
he's got some issues, but I still think the good way outweighs.
Trump has a lot
We
to
need
say.
Trump right now in office.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much crap going on in the world right now. We need some leadership, man.
Man,
Am
you
I
just,
right or wrong?
you just tanked the rating of this entire
I just
podcast
tanked
right
the
now.
rating?
You just
Oh,
tanked
well.
the ratings. Nobody's going to watch
Whatever.
it now.
Okay, whatever.
Dang it.
It's all right. At least I got to speak my piece.
But we were talking about getting smacked.
Okay,
You're all over the place. Stay focused.
Ron's
Back to
rants.
getting smacked.
Are you,
This is Ron's rant.
I've got ADD. What do you want, man? I can't stay focused.
where do you
Sorry.
draw the line? Somebody just walks up to you and or just say whatever they want. And as long as they're not physically touching you, you just take it.
That's what my jujitsu coach taught me.
I've called BS on that. Sorry. I don't think I ever said let people do whatever
Yeah.
they want and never
I didn't say
retaliate.
whatever they want, but
It sounds like it's whatever they want.
you
If
just
you're gonna let them talk to you like
Well,
that.
I mean, if they
Well,
insult you,
here's the
enough,
deal.
what are you gonna
It
do?
all comes back to the law, though. What we're dealing with, I think it should be less illegal than it is.
oh, yeah.
I see where you're coming
And
from.
people, consenting adults, should be allowed, should they choose so. And then there should be the implied consent
Back
where
to the Wild Wild West.
you cross a certain line and then
Yeah.
your verbal assault then justifies my physical assault.
I get you.
Yeah. People just say too much without any
Yeah.
accountability.
Yeah.
I agree with
Without any
that.
thought.
That
They
is a
just
good point.
Fucking talking from them.
There's some
talking.
people in
yeah.
the fight game that I have some deep rooted hate for, but I
Yeah.
keep my mouth shut because
Yeah.
I respect that line that some of
yeah.
those guys would just smash
Yeah.
a hole in me.
Yeah.
So I keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
I know my place.
Well, there's always gonna
There's
be
just
a
too many
certain-
people that don't.
Yeah, there's gonna be a certain line of respect for even to people you hate.
Yeah.
Well,
you
I
know.
think you have to stand up for yourself one way or the other.
Oh yeah. For
Now
sure,
that person,
for
but that
sure.
person is probably going to wind up being physical on you. And if they're that intent on being that insulting, come up to you and talk shit to you, they're probably going to hit you, push you something. Then it's going to give you the ticket to go ahead and defend yourself and stand up for yourself. I agree with that.
You know,
I'm not going to just stand there and take it. I
When-
mean, look, motherfucker, you're going to say this shit. Let's go outside.
Yeah.
Let's go to the cat. Let's fight. You want to fight? Let's fight.
But I think,
I agree with that.
but I
then
think,
that's consenting.
I think, in,
Yeah.
I think, and there's a
You
lot
want
of
to prove your point? Let's see you prove your point.
there's a lot of scenarios.
You're not going to talk shit about me. I'm not going to allow it.
There's a lot of
You
scenarios.
have no right to do that. I agree with you on that.
Yeah, but there's a lot of scenario in the timing and place and what they said and how severe it was, how much time's passed, who's with you. And, you know, there's a lot of consideration
Okay.
of that, of like saying like that. But if it was that bad, you'll solve it no matter what. What's in your way?
Well, anyway,
Well, the whole world's gone soft, so
the whole
doesn't
world
I
has
matter.
agree.
gone
It's
soft.
I
just getting
agree.
soft.
I agree.
But hey,
Any final
It's
closing
fucking
thoughts before
sad.
we wrap up Ron's rants today?
yeah,
Okay.
Chris Rock and Will Smith did a great job of faking that stunt to make the Oscar's more popular. They did a
That it
great
should
job. They
be.
nailed it.
They
and
fucking nailed it.
I'm deeply saddened that's
What they
where
had.
that's where we're at today. We live in a country full of goofballs that care more about who got slapped than who's getting
Yeah.
buried alive. And
Yeah, you're right. It's sad, man.
I have to go look for information on what's going on in Ukraine. I do it every single day, but
Yeah, me too.
and I don't see hardly anything about it in my news feed.
That's
but
another topic for another Ron's Rants. We got to talk about who's standing up for these people. Well, what happened to humanity? You got to face this now or face it later. Should have faced it a long time ago. Oh, you going to fight Russia? I don't want to fight anybody, but you can't let this shit go on. Somebody's got to step up to the goddamn plate and put a stop to this. I'm sorry.
I agree. But
Mike?
I think Eric says it all, really, because my honest opinion, they are actors at the end of the day, and that's what they get paid to do.
Interesting
And
point.
I think, like I said, I lean on more the fake than real.
I don't think the truth will ever come out, but
No,
I think everybody's
I
up
think
to their own
that's
opinions.
with anything with life. We live our whole life searching the truth, but that's why that's why even the last podcast we just did, I said I got to reach back to God and find the truth. So I'm saying
That keeps you grounded.
well, it does, because I want to become as like Him, the truth.
Good point.
So
We are in His
I'm
image,
trying,
though.
Well, yeah, because I'm trying to live my truth. I don't want to do anything out of my element. That's why I believe what Eric said when motherfuckers just talk, and it's just like, bro, like if it was back in the old days, bro, it'd be a brick to your head.
Yeah, a brick to your
It'd be
head.
a stone to your head,
Yeah, stone
like the
to your
caveman
head.
times.
The caveman
because
times.
I don't act like that. It's not right. You know what I mean? That's not the way I was. That's not the way I was raised.
Okay. Time to wrap it up,
Davin?
guys. Mr. Producer.
thanks
got
for
something
having
to-
me.
Yeah, sure.
Davin, you got anything to say? Wow.
That was good.
He's
okay,
chilling.
guys. I guess until next time, then, we'll see more of you when we go swimming.
When we go swimming.
Have a great day.